Hi friends, Concy here from atop Serenity Hill, and today I'm going to go through 2 more prompts for Junk Journal January 2025. I'm making a bunch of videos in January, all using these prompts. Again, Junk Journal January is hosted by @MegJournals, and I am day 16, which is coming up. It'll be here soon enough, and you'll see how I added a third signature to this journal. So if you're following along, or if you would like to, if you're finding this now and want to follow along, then the playlist is below. And if you watched my last video on overwhelm and on being overwhelmed about choices, I had shared that I was supposed to do 4 different prompts. I was trying to do them in groups so that I'm not making a video every day. And it didn't work that way. I ended up doing embossed and tuck spot and still had antique and hidden that I had not done. But I had some ideas for it. So this is just the next video in the series. So the thing about prompts is that they don't have to be anything like overwhelming, which is funny considering the last video was about overwhelm. It can be super simple. So the prompt hidden, I'm going to do antique in a moment, but the prompt hidden came to me with, I needed some way to keep this closed. As you can see, it's starting to bulk up. The one I did in the last video, added even more bulk to the page. And so I needed something that I know could just keep it closed after a while. And what popped in my head was the fact that I have this pocket on the front, which is how I did the cover video. And I'm like, what if the tie was hidden by starting in the pocket? I hid the beginning of it in there and then wrapped it. So I found this beautiful piece of green, like raffia type ribbon. I don't know quite what it came off of. Probably a gift or something, some soaps or something I bought. But it matches the colors of this journal so beautifully that I have created, that I was like, I'm going to tuck the end in, and then while it's, it's also the kind of thing that I can bunch up. Once I glue it in here, I can kind of bunch it up while I'm working and just tuck it in as like a hidden spot of sorts. So the other fun thing I thought was, what if what it's holding it down is also something that's hidden? And so I have these great stickers from Anita, and this is her handle on Instagram. Okay, if you want to just check her out. And she had sent me these stickers as a thank you for something, and one of this tall skinny one fits inside here. So my grand idea is to hide, see how I can do this because I have to be able to see what I'm doing, is to hide the end of this in here. Oops. With this flower, and the flower would also be hidden on the inside. So let me get where this is going here. And it's possible I'll need some extra glue on this, and I think I will, because there's a lot happening on the inside of this pocket. It's tea stained. I just love to call it tea stained. Coffee stained. It is, has all kinds of texture in there. So I want to make sure that this sticker stays. Okay. So you can still see it peeking, but also that gives you a what's in there. And so you can see that there is a hidden sticker of flowers in my herb garden. And I still managed to do that upside down. Hilarious. So now I have this piece of raffia that's long enough to go around it a few times, and as my journal expands, I don't have to go around as many times. So, and then in order to just hang on to the end a little bit, I found this cute charm It's a little lotus with the Om Om symbol in the center. And, you know, that has meaning to me. I'm a huge yogi. And I will tie that on the end. Okay, so when I tie it around, I can just wrap the charm. Oops. A couple times around to hold it, and I still have something cute hanging. Hanging-ish. Doesn't want to hang. I might have to move it, but we'll see. But it hangs it down, and it's, of course, having it in camera would be helpful for y'all, but super cute. Okay, and so again, the end is hidden, so that's the prompt can be as simple as I just hid the end of my closure in my little pocket, and I also have the ability to tuck this in here. Who knew? A pocket, and hide it while I'm using the journal until I'm ready to close it. Huh, I love it. So the other one I had was antique. And I don't really have anything. I was like, what do I have that's antique? I decided on this page, so that's why I'm opening to this page in the journal. I don't have anything that's antique, but I went through my stuff to see. I probably have more vintage than antique, but I saw this sticker, and it got me thinking that this is, you know, a fairly antique image in that it goes back. I think I looked up antique, and antique is more than 100 years. Vintage is 20 to 99, which blows my mind because that means that 2005 is now considered, 2004 would be considered vintage. Let that sit with you a little bit. I was like, what? But anyway, that's how the world works. So this felt like, you know, it could be about 100 years ago. So I love this image. And then my husband is an avid biker. And I thought, well, if he was a biker then, this could be him. But he's a biker now. So this is him. Yes, he likes to take, you know, he crazily takes selfies of himself while he's biking. But I do adore this picture. It's very much him, all the colors and everything. And I was like, how can I make a page that kind of represents him who he could have been 100 years ago and him who he is modern today? Okay, so this is a photo that's from I wanted to call it a Sizzix machine, but that is the wrong machine. It is a sprocket, and it's a sticker. Okay, so I have my antique little guy, I have my modern dude, and then I found some other papers. Just like I was looking for, not really, this spoke to me too, but I liked the outdoor image of this because this is him biking on the road, but he does do a lot of mountain biking as well, a lot of nature biking. So I thought this might be something fun to tie in the outdoors of him with the, you know, old vintagey feel of the other bike. So I have that. I also, this is from Tim Holtz, by the way, one of his tissue paper packets. This is Tim Holtz. And this is Dina Wakley's tissue paper stuff, both by Ranger. And I loved this in that it kind of looked, I mean, the first thing it reminded me of is the marks that a bike kind of makes. So, you know, and it might not make that connection to you, but that's the good thing about watching someone else work, is to see how their brain works. Like, to me, when I saw this, I thought outside, nature, the rocks on the path, the way a path the way a path looks, the way that, you know, the marks that his bike make in the dirt, all of that, you know, does it look like a little bit of, you know, the tires. So that's where the connection is in my head. So it works for me. Okay. You might look at this and go, yeah, none of that makes sense to me. And that's okay. That's why we all have our own life experiences that we draw from when we're creating our art. And that's why I watch a lot of different people, because sometimes I will look at an image like this and not see what that artist saw. but it changes my perspective a little bit and has me go look at my things in a totally different way. So I invite you to do that. So I'm choosing this page, and it's a little bizarre. It's a piece of stationery from a friend, which had some outdoor drawing on it, which was like, well, maybe I could work with that. I liked that it was mostly white, because I wanted to add a lot of more white things to it. I want to keep it kind of clean. And then I was like, but I have to hide all this. What am I going to do? So this is one of those also ideas where you're like, what? How would you think that? So as I was still looking for the antique pieces, I bought a vintage pattern from a thrift store recently. So it's a Vogue pattern. And so this is the sewing paper that people will cut their clothing from, the pattern paper. And I just love the idea that I could lay this down and it gives a vintage antique feeling right away just by the concept of the color. You could use coffee dyed paper, but here's where my brain automatically went, because also my lived experience is not going to be yours. So this is going to seem a little like, whoa. But my husband uses an app to bike with and to trace where he bikes. And when I look at it, when I see it when he's done, it has all these like marks of where he was on a map. And when I laid this down, not looking at the scissors, not looking at the, back facing in the Vogue, and I laid it down, what I could see was roads. Like that's what it reminded me of, was roads. So, or if you did it this way, tracks. So that was then me tying in this pattern paper into the background for my bike dude and my bike dude, or my bike gentleman and my bike dude. I feel like one's the gentleman, one's the dude. And can I add some of this in? Can I just add some of this in? So I'm going to play and, and see how it works. I'm not sure, it felt like, could I just glue one piece of this down? But I almost feel like I want to start layering this so it looks more like map lines. And we're going to try it and see what happens. So I'm going to play and then meet you back here, and we'll see how the prompt of antique evolves, okay? Okay. So there's my antique, my map, the long ago dude, gentleman, my modern dude, also a gentleman, you know, a piece of outdoors to tie in why I chose the biking. Okay. And then I drew the trees a little bit. You know, I didn't want to go crazy, but I kind of extended the trees a smidge. And then the final thing I did was just splatter some orange watercolor because of what's going on in the photo of, you know, with Lee's jersey and his water bottle has that touch of orange. So it doesn't make this, it just ties it, doesn't make this stand out so much, it ties it together. And there you go. And it's a good memory of me, you know, of what my husband does. It's not a memory. I mean, he does this. He's been doing it our whole lives. But you know, it is a good memory in that when I look back on it, I'll know exactly why I chose to build the page the way it is. Okay. And then we'll go back to our little hidden. And since we're done for the day, I will wrap my hidden little tie on, and we're all done. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to continue on with the journey, or if you are doing Junk Journal January, if you have attempted to make my version of the journal, I would love to know about it. Please make a comment below. If you are new here, I would love to have you subscribe. For those that are always joining me and always make comments, my gratitude for all of you. You make my day every time I read your words. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for the next prompts. Bye for now.